Imagine walking into a coffee shop, you order a latte, the menu says $5. You tap your card, but your receipt? It says $5.50. You ask the barista, "Hey, what is this?" They shrug. "Oh, while you were tapping, a guy rushed in, bought the coffee for $5, and sold it to you for $5.50. You just didn't see him." Now imagine that guy is a robot, a silent, invisible bot that snatches your coffee and resells it before you even notice. In real life, that's theft. But in crypto? That happens every single time you trade on platforms like Uniswap. It's called MEV, Maximal Extractable Value, an invisible tax, a multi-billion-dollar predator economy hiding in plain sight. Today, I'm taking you into the Dark Forest to show you the machines front-running your financial life. When you click swap on MetaMask, your transaction doesn't go through instantly. It enters a public waiting room called the Mempool. And here's the problem. The Mempool is completely transparent. Every pending trade, exposed. Every dollar you're about to move, visible. It's like playing poker, except you're forced to yell your hand before placing your bet. Thousands of bots, called searchers, are scanning the mempool at all times. They're not looking for bugs, they're hunting profit. And if you're a retail trader, they're hunting you. This landscape is so hostile, it earned a name from sci-fi, the Dark Forest. Because in this forest, revealing your position gets you instantly sniped. In one famous case, a team of white hat hackers tried to rescue $12,000 from a vulnerable contract. The second they submitted their public transaction, a bot swooped in and stole the funds. They were front-run and devoured. So what is MEV really? It's not hacking. It's not phishing. It's not breaking smart contracts. MEV is the strategic reordering of transactions inside a blockchain block. It happens because every transaction is visible before it's confirmed, and block producers decide which ones to include, in what order, and with what priority. This gives rise to an entire shadow supply chain. Searchers find profitable opportunities. Builders package transactions into bundles. Validators decide which bundle wins. Relays connect everyone. Each step optimized for maximum extraction. It's not just bots making trades, it's an economy built to outmaneuver you. Let's look at the most common attack, the sandwich. You submit a trade, say, buying 10 ETH. A bot sees your pending transaction. It knows your order is big enough to push the price up, so it cuts in line. Step 1, the front run. The bot places its own buy right before yours. This pushes the price higher. Step 2, your trade. You still get your ETH, but now at the inflated price. You receive less than you expected. Step 3, the back run. The bot sells immediately after your trade, profiting from the price spike you created. You lose value. The bot captures it. That's the sandwich. But sandwiching is just the beginning. Elite operators like Jaredfromsubway.eth have taken it further. He doesn't just trade around your order, he manipulates the liquidity itself. These bots can remove liquidity right before your trade, increasing slippage and forcing worse execution. Then they add liquidity just in time to collect fees from your swap, only to pull it again seconds later. It's called liquidity squeezing, and it's devastatingly effective. In 2023, Jared burned over $200 million in gas fees alone, capturing tens of millions in profit, not by breaking the system, but by outplaying it. But not all MEV is evil. Some strategies are actually necessary. Arbitrage bots balance prices between exchanges. When a big trade moves the market on one DEX, these bots correct it by buying low and selling high elsewhere, restoring price parity. They extract value, yes, but they don't harm users. Then there are liquidation bots. In lending protocols, when loans become under-collateralized, these bots repay the loan and collect the discounted collateral. This maintains the protocol's solvency and reduces systemic risk. So not all MEV is predatory. But distinguishing the good from the malicious, that's where the real complexity lies. MEV isn't just draining wallets, it's wrecking scalability. You'd think faster, cheaper blockchains would help users. But here's the catch. Cheaper block space doesn't mean more value for users. It just means more spam from bots. On Layer 2 networks, MEV bots consume over 50% of gas, sending hundreds of failed transactions per successful one, just to snag a tiny arbitrage. One bot burned 132 million gas for a single 12-cent profit. This isn't innovation, it's economic waste, and it gets worse. MEV creates trust erosion. When users consistently get front-run, they stop trading. DeFi adoption slows. The dream of a permissionless, fair financial system undermined. So, how do you defend yourself? The answer is simple. Don't shout your hand. Instead of using public mempool routes, you send your transaction privately through services like Flashbots Protect, MEV Blocker, or wallets with built-in privacy options. This is called private order flow, and it works. When a team of researchers once rescued $9.6 million from a vulnerable contract, they did it by sending a private transaction straight to a miner, bypassing the mempool completely. Bots never saw it. The funds were saved. New protocols go even further. Intent-based trading, like Uniswap, lets users submit what they want, not how to get it. Trades are batch settled at a clearing price, so front-running becomes impossible. Uniswap v4 adds customizable hooks. Anti-sandwich hook stops trades from executing at worse prices. Liquidity penalty hook punishes bots that game the system with flash liquidity. And beyond tech, researchers propose economic realignments. MEV sharing. Give the extracted profit back to the user. MEV smoothing. Distribute profits equally to reduce validator centralization. MEV burning. Destroy MEV revenue to remove incentives entirely. And regulators are watching. Authorities in the US and EU are now targeting MEV, not as a technical issue, but as a legal one. If you front-run a public mempool transaction, hard to prosecute, but if you exploit a private trade sent with a promise of confidentiality, that's different. That crosses into fraud, insider trading, and market manipulation. In landmark cases, like Mango Markets and Pereire Bueno, courts ruled that exploiting system quirks with deceptive intent is still fraud. MEV has gone from shadow tactic to legal battleground. Maximal extractable value is not a bug in the code. It is the code. It's the inevitable outcome of transparency, speed, and competition in financial systems without guardrails. But now, you know. You know how to spot the bots. You know how to trade privately. You know how to survive in the dark forest. Just remember, in DeFi, your transaction is your voice, and someone's always listening.